everybody, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I wanted to show you this beautiful gift that I received yesterday. I received all these jars for free, including some canning jars that I can use. These are ball, I believe they're all ball, and one Golden Harvest canning jar in there. You have to pardon my little mess over here. This is where we keep our printer in our kitchen, dining room area. But what would I want to save these kind of jars for? Well, we use these really to drink out of, but I could always put spices or small amounts of stuff, a pancake mix in there, and all I'd have to do is add the liquid to it and shake it. The gallon size and the half-gallon size jars I would use to store beans and grains, stuff like that in. I've got one that I'm going to try to replace the lid on. This lid was not good, so I'm going to try to find a replacement lid for this. You can look on Amazon, and I know they sell the gallon size lids. They may sell the half-gallon size lids too. I have to do a measurement on it and try to find the right lids for those. And this jar actually fits the rings, but it's not a canning jar. But I put the ring on there to show you. So all these little jars, these little polar jars, they're pretty, and I can use them for spices. So that's probably what I'll be using those for, including these two jars. So all of those would be used for spices. So I've got quite a good selection going here. I did give her some eggs. They're in the process of moving into their new home, and she's cleaning out. And we're also being gifted some windows that my husband has to go get, and that we're going to try to build a greenhouse out of the windows, or use them for small greenhouse beds, box type things. So we're just truly blessed by all these jars. Y'all save the jars. Save your jars, because they're getting scarce. I mean, it's getting harder and harder to find glass jars in grocery stores. They're going to plastic on almost everything, and the plastic just does not hold up as well as these do. So save your jars, y'all, and you can have some really nice jars for spices, and you can have them for other items in your kitchen or throughout the house. I mean, my husband would take jars like this, and I know this is a canning jar attached, but he would take, well, let's use this one. He would take this, put a screw through the top underneath his counter in his shop, and he would put screws and nuts and bolts in it. So I mean, there's multiple uses for these. I could see it being used in sewing rooms, maybe putting all your bobbins in a jar. You could put buttons and other small items that you might lose in a jar and put it on display. So that is my little collection there. I'm so pleased. We have collected these gallon jars from a friend of ours that has a hot dog stand, and I have quite a collection of those, and I've used up just about every one that he's given me. So now I have a couple more that I can add to my collection, and these will be put to use in the very near future. You may see some of them in a video with spices in it. You can see I use my beans. I got to get some more beans to put in that jar. But I use these jars, and a lot of them are my canning jars. And now I can take my canning jars back out, clean them, put them back in my canning stock, and change out my jars so that I can use them for canning. And I can use these other jars that I just got for storage. Here's some more of my dry goods storage. I've got this bowl here has got cinnamon sticks, and actually I can put them in a jar now. I've got a jar for them. But I try to get everything into some kind of container with an oxygen absorber so that it will last longer. There's another jar back there. I buy these jars at thrift stores, y'all. Those kind of jars, and they work wonderful. There's some old instant coffee jars back there that belong to my stepmother, of all things. This is a jar that I've actually got pancake mix in, and it is a canning jar, so I'm going to transfer that to one of my new jars. I might use the bigger jar, this jar here, that's got the measurements on it, and I put the label in there to let me know what's in there, and I can just take the jar out of the pantry, add my liquid to it, and shake it, and just pour it straight from the jar to cook my pancakes, and it's so much easier. It doesn't make a big mess. So that's my tip for the day, y'all.